Hello and welcome to Warframe. My name's Todd, also known as Magimek, and this is of course Warframe. Last time we completed Rhino, I believe, and we started making our way across Ceres. Also did some minor stuff with Maru and the alerts. It has been a full week, so as you can see, Maru is back. We could do another one for another Iatan treasure, but we don't really want to do that. At least not at this very moment. A new event has started, which I will get to here in a moment, but I just wanted to talk very quickly about some news that was announced. So, big thing being, the Prime Vault is closing soon. So is Chroma Prime Access is beginning. So they announced that the next Warframe to become a Prime Warframe, in other words, get an upgrade in stats and abilities, was Chroma. Let's see if we can't find him here. Warframes. Chroma. Here we go. So you can get Chroma by doing some specific things in the star map. We don't have the option to even get him yet. There's some quests that you must complete to be able to get Chroma, but he's a very cool dragon-like Warframe. So if you like dragons and you like Chroma, then be looking forward to his Prime version coming out soon. There was also the knowledge that we would be getting 2 new Prime weapons, as with all Prime Warframes usually. And those weapons are, let's see if I can't find them in this list here. Oh, I know I can. Let's see. Of course I had to come over here not realizing where they were. Come on, at least one of them. I gotta find at least one of them. There's one of them. So there will be a Prime version of the Rubico, which is a 10-0 sniper rifle. So look forward to that. It is the second primed sniper rifle that we will be getting after the Vectus Prime. And the other weapon that will be primed, let's see, should be in this list somewhere. Let's just search it. I don't even know why I'm looking for it. There it is. It will be the primed Graham. So this will be the, I believe, 3rd heavy blade that will be primed after the Cindo and Galantine Prime. And I'm quite looking forward to this one because I love the look of the Graham. I hope the Graham Prime and the Rubico Prime are fantastic weapons because I'm very much so looking forward to them. Getting back to the event though, Plaguestar has just released. Plaguestar is an event that happens every once in a while, similar to Fomorians and the Razorbacks, which are also due eventually. But the Plaguestar, I believe, takes precedence. And we'll talk about that here in a moment, but I do have some business that I need to complete with Maru. So we're going to head over to Maru, and we're going to convert one of our Iatan statues into Endo, because, you know, I was looking at my mods, I realized it'd be really beneficial if I had an upgraded mod. So we're going to show off what happens when you have a fully upgraded statue and you trade it in. We're just going to skip that cinematic. And we're going to go talk to Maru, and she'll hopefully allow us to trade it in. Alright.
Hey, if you're looking for Maru's
extract
Bazaar,
Endo from
come to the
Iatan
right
items. So I tried to fully upgrade the Velana that we had last time, but we don't have any Amber stars. We only had Cyan stars. But we did previously fully upgrade the Piv sculpture, so we're going to sell that and extract the Endo out of it. In total, we get 1,725 for this specific sculpture when it's fully upgraded, and we're going to do that.
Oh, this is
because we need
fun
lots and
piece.
lots out of it.
I'd have a hard time giving this up. I'm not judging you, understand? I mean, you must really need that Endo. Will that be all?
She talks
Come
to
back
us
anytime,
in a way as if we were a drug addict and we really, really need that Endo, but regardless, we wanted that Endo so we can upgrade one of our mods, and Iatan sculptures are probably one of the easiest ways to get large amounts of Endo. You'll find lots of people buy them in Trade Chat for Platinum for that very reason, but we wanted to upgrade our Stormbringer mod, which will upgrade the damage of both of our primary weapons, our Paris and our Boltor, so we're going to go ahead and do that for the moment. This will give us a massive boost to our damage. Previously our damage wasn't very high with our Boltor, but now it's pretty good. Our damage is almost doubled from what it previously was, thanks to the Stormbringer, so hopefully that'll give us a leg up. I did move around a couple mods, nothing massive. I just put Steel Fiber and Rhino, put Piercing Hit on our Boltor. I don't think I did anything with our secondary, our Lado. I didn't do anything with our Heat Sword. Everything's pretty much the same there. Didn't do anything with Texon. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to show off there. And now we can go talk about the Plague Star. So the Plague Star event doesn't actually refer to any stars, it refers to an infected boil on the plains of Eidolon. Now, I'm going to head over to Cetus and talk about the vendor that you'll be able to pick stuff up from, and a little bit of the event, but I will not be participating in the event just because I don't really want to drag my teammates down. The Plague Star event is a near endgame event that you can participate in, so if you have not got very well upgraded weapons and armor, weapons and warframes that is, I wouldn't suggest that you try to do the Plague Star event as it is quite difficult. The enemy level, I believe, ends at 100, so just be wary of that. While the Plague Star event is going on though, Nakak here will have
Others
our
have one
event
price for
items.
locals and one for off-worlders.
So typically,
I give you the
Nakak
local
would only
price
have a
every
browse
time.
wares button, but she also has operational supply. So in operational supply, you will see your reputation for the Plague Star event. There's 3 levels of reputation. You can go up in reputation by doing the mission, which I will show off where you can start that mission. I just won't be doing it because I really don't have the gear to do it right now. Now, as you level up through that, you can go over to offerings, spend your reputation instead on some very, very good items that you should definitely check out if you have the option to do so, such as an emblem, Cetus Wisps, which are usually very hard to collect. These are sentient crystals, which you can use to craft specific things, such as Zaws, among other things. I believe arcanes are one of the other things that you can craft with them. You can get just some basic materials that you wouldn't otherwise be able to buy. You can get some mods, which are pretty okay. Sacrifice is a fantastic mod if you don't already have it. I highly recommend that you attempt to get it, as being able to have your Sentinel revive you in a solo mission is amazing. You can buy formas. These are fully created formas, not blueprints for formas, so that's a very nice thing to buy. Should also be noted that you have to do a couple of the missions to get a Eidolon Phylaxis, which is a part of the mission. It's an item that you would use in said mission to progress. You can also get a Snipetron blueprint, Ether Dagger's blueprint, 2 arcane blueprints, which both of these arcanes are very interesting. I will slow down there so you can read what they can do. These can be attached to Zal weapons, which you can also get from this event, which you can get some of the Plague Zal weapons, which being able to use those to craft things is amazing. Those are, they do innate viral damage. Both the Plague Kripath and the Plague Kiwar do innate viral damage. It's amazing to get those as a head for a weapon, whereas the Bakwin is just a strike, and so is the Aquin. Neither of those are very amazing in my opinion, but if you were to buy a Plague Zaw item, I would highly go with either the Kripath or the Kiwar. The Kiwar, I believe, is Scythe and Staff, and the Kripath is Rapier or Polearm. I personally prefer the Kripath because polearms are very fun to use, but that is just personal opinion. So, of course, you have to get that reputation. You get said reputation by completing the mission, which you can accept from Kanzu over here.
He has toxin enough to destroy the boil, but no, he wants it to flourish. Why? To see the infested succeed where he has failed. To see them destroy Cetus.
As Kanzu's talking about there, talking about the infestation.
My uncle, in Moon, sold minerals aboard the market near Eris. Quite popular with deep system traders. At least it was. They were broadsided by one of these boils. It spread fast. They could have run, risked taking it with them. Instead, they turned off life support and blew out escape pods. Decades later, it still orbits Eris, writhing. One voice repeating the same message over and over. We are death. Leave us, and do not look back. My uncle's voice. Fail here, Tenno, and that will be the fate of Cetus, to be a warning for the living. from a place where none may tread. I pay you for it.
So the infestation has come to take over effectively
Time
Cetus, and
in times past,
the way you can start this mission, it would be to just go into bounties. The Plague Star mission will cycle, but it will be the same. In other words, when this expires, actually, that will be the end of the event. So if you plan on getting the mods from said event, or the items from said event, I'd highly suggest you do it now. It says it's 15 to 25 on the mission itself, but I can guarantee you that the mission is far higher level than that, as when you introduce the Phylaxis and Catalysts, which the Phylaxis you get from Nakak, and it makes the mission effectively harder. I couldn't really describe it. It's something that I'd really have to show off, but I just don't have the weapons or armor to be able to do that at the moment. There's definitely lots of videos out there, though. I know MC Gamer CZ has a video currently up on how the event works and how it goes through, so you can definitely check that out. Or, you know, you can just attempt to run it yourself, though I don't recommend it if you don't have very good gear. For now, we're just going to go back to try and clear out the star map, because the faster we're able to do that, the faster we're able to gear up. I really would love to go into those events, because the mods that you can get from the Plague Star event are one of a kind. You can only get them through the Plague Star event, and they're very, very good mods. So if you do think you have a good loadout set up, I would highly suggest checking it out. One tip I can give for that event, just going into it, is pick a weapon that relies on speed rather than damage. The main boss of the Plague Star mission does not take over a certain amount of damage, so it has a damage cap. So if you have a weapon that just deals a ridiculous amount of damage in one hit, it's not going to be super effective against that event. Pick a weapon that fires very quickly, such as our Boltor. That tends to be more effective in the Plague Star mission. But aside from that, let's just head on to the next mission of ours so we can progress. We've already used up a lot of time, and I don't want to waste forever on this. So we're going to go in to do mobile defense. We're not going to worry about the alert that's on this mission. I don't think it's anything important. A rifle amp. Ooh. Actually, rifle amp is something for this Orokin mission that we would actually want. Rifle amp is an aura mod, which for Rhino would be quite good. The only one being, in my opinion, better would be Steel Charge. We'll do that here. Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and do that. We need, if you ever see a mission for an aura mod, I would highly suggest checking it out. This one's an interception, but I'm sure lots of people want to do it just because of the rifle amp. We'll show off, hopefully not dying, as we do this interception.
Ordis has been counting stars, operator. All accounted for.
The matchmaking's going crazy here. I'm not sure exactly what's happening, but we'll jump into the mission. Sometimes you have to force it because hosts will leave and not want to do the mission afterwards. Sometimes weird things happen like that. We're just going to jump into the mission. It'll fill out our party as we go along. There we go. So when you have a large group of people in an interception mission such as this, the best thing to do would be to pick a tower and hold your personal tower, not worrying about other people's towers. That's just a personal opinion of mine. I think that tends to be the most effective. So we've got Valkyr here with us at this tower, so I'm going to jump over to this tower on this side here, just so we can have a little bit more coverage and get more towers activated. The faster we can get all 4 towers and hold them, the better. Alright. So once we get this mod from this alert, we'll be able to show off what aura mods do and how useful they really are. And you should pretty much get one as soon as you're able to. Same with stance mods.
Tower captured. Beginning stream decode
so you
now.
can kind of see here that just with that little bit of upgrade to Stormbringer, our Boltor is much more effective against the these enemies, it's taking them down much quicker. We used to have lots of problems with dealing with just even these smaller enemies, and now it's just a non-thing, really. As you can imagine, if you put on another status mod or status damage mod, it would just as effective in increasing our damage, and we'd have even less of a problem with these enemies. That combined with a mod like Serration, which increases overall damage, is fantastic. So we are having some problems here with holding towers because one of our allies has died. So we're going to run in. We're going to try and pick them up because we're Rhino and we can do that. Our enemies don't really do a whole lot of damage to us. We're going to roar so everybody gets a little bit more damage. And we're going to kill everybody.
The enemy have taken a tower. You must recapture it.
So now that we saved that person, we lost our tower, so we're going to go back to claim our tower again. Killing this guy. Collecting our tower once more.
Tower lost.
So this is the downside of trying to go around and... I think that dog just opened this container, but going around and trying to collect all the towers yourself, of course, is you tend to lose those behind you. It tends to be much more effective to have everyone just stay at one area. But for some of the squishier Warframes, that's not always an option. I don't know if I thoroughly explained it last time either about Rhino's second ability, Iron Skin, that you cannot refresh his second ability until it breaks, unless you augment it with a mod later on.
You have lost control of a tower.
So in that period of time where your Iron Skin breaks and you have to refresh it, you tend to be very vulnerable. It tends to be very effective if you don't tend to let that break when you're in the middle of a group of enemies. But it's very hard to pay attention to that when it's so far to the right of your screen sometimes. So that's not always an option.
The enemy have taken a tower. You must recapture it.
So the Valkyr was too focused on helping the person at D. Oh, a little burp there. And she was not paying attention to her tower, or the tower that she was mostly at, allowing the enemy to come and take it. Same with my tower here.
Tower lost.
Alright, I'm gonna get us back here. Just cut down everybody, pretty much. Murdered everybody and get it back quite quickly. So, now hopefully everybody will stay at the tower that they need to be at, collecting them. But you never know with people. Sometimes they just do whatever the hell they want. There are some frames that you can kind of cheat the system, so you don't have to stay at one area. Some notable frames would be such as Frost, Volt, potentially even frames like Necros, Octavia. Any frame that can guard an area without having to be there, of course, is very useful for interception. But since we're Rhino, and we need to level up our Rhino,
We have lost control
we're not going to play Volt, and we're not going to use his abilities to help us out here. We're going to focus on trying to do it ourselves. Seems we've lost B again. And we've lost D. Hopefully we won't lose C, because then it'll just be poor. My teammates appear to not be focusing on their own towers, and they tend to be trying to help the person who's over at D, because it appears to be having troubles. Usually those nullifier extremists would be a problem, but conveniently we actually have shock on our weapon, as electricity is very, very good against shields.
Message decoded. Leave none alive. Clear out the remaining
So we'll clear out these guys, and be one step closer to completing this mission. Alright, so as you can see there, with just what I was doing with my sword, even though I've got a fully upgraded Stormbringer on my Boltor, my sword seems to do almost the same amount of damage.
They are broadcasting another message.
And
Make
that's
sure
thanks to
enemy
the fact that
never
we've got
receives
Pressure
it.
Point plus 2 status damage mods, Corrosive, or Toxin, and Electricity, which makes Corrosive. Corrosive is extremely powerful again against any number of enemies. We've also thrown off our iron skin
Captured a
to get
radio
back.
tower.
Alright. So, hopefully this round will be slightly quicker. We won't have as many problems, but you never know in interception. I'm thinking we'll be alright this time around. A lot of the enemies seem to be focusing on either B here or C to my left,
We have
immediate left.
control of all 4 towers.
I believe I've stated as well that it tends to be the one that is captured first that the enemies will go after. And I think we captured, yes, we definitely captured B and C well before A, so hopefully we won't have any problems with
The enemy have taken
them going
a tower.
for
They
A,
must
which
recapture it.
is the same person who had some problems. We'll see. Well, it seems D is still a massive problem. We'll hold on to B though. We'll try to make sure A doesn't get captured, but I don't know whether we will or won't have luck with that. Since the person left it.
Tower lost.
Nope. No luck there. You really need to have just somebody defending multiple points of access. I'm going to activate lasers here so we can hopefully kill some of these enemies, since there's nobody around to get hit by them. If you've never activated those lasers before, they're very useful on this mission. They do have a cooldown though. Never activate them when an enemy or an ally is near, because you will pretty much instantly kill your allies. It's definitely worth it to activate it when there's just enemies and you're by yourself trying to defend. That way you can just kill a large amount of them.
We are in
done with
total control. Keep fighting.
Oh, there's lots of dudes over here. Let's try and cut our way through these guys. We're gonna move back to our area because there was lots of dudes coming over here too. Alright, I think we got, yes, we do have more ammo for our bolter now. Let's go.
Tower lost.
So of course, because that person left their area, we lost that tower. It's unfortunate, but it happens. They just fling to this extremist right over to us. We'll just blow him away. Cut him up and we'll move on. There is a control module over here which I want to pick up. Okay, we got our control module, we'll run back. Any green resource tends to be more rare than other resources. It tends to be more
The enemy has
worthwhile to pick
captured
them
a
up.
tower.
Whereas orange resources are just common things such as ferrite, armor plates. Heal him. These guys. Is that an extremist? That was an extremist.
The enemy have taken a tower. You must recapture it.
Okay, we're good here. They took C, it looks like, but I think there is something over there. Yes, the Oberon is over there. So we don't really have to worry about it too much. We'll capture it back, I'm sure. Oh, it wasn't C, it was D again. Alright, let's reapply
We have
iron
lost
skin so we
control
don't
of the
use
tower.
this. We'll activate our laser beams here. Just to murder all those dudes. As you can see, it's extremely effective. Those lasers do ridiculous amounts of damage. But again, don't activate them when
taken a
there's
tower.
allies.
You must recapture it. We have decoded the
Alright,
message.
good to go.
The remaining enemies must not report back to their command. Eliminate everyone.
There is a logic behind losing a tower and gaining it back in interception, due to the fact that when you gain all 4 towers, you gain more affinity. But planning that sort of thing tends to be more of a hassle than anything else. Plus, it does slow you down in progress to lose a tower. So most of the time your allies will be kind of pissed if you purposely lose an objective unless you talked it out with them first. But we did just fine. We got our mod,
Good work today. Not only have we
which
decoded
we will
the enemy
also be
transmissions,
completely
we have
upgrading,
also
but
disrupted their
rifle amp
communications.
increases rifle damage by the amount stated on it as you upgrade it, and we'll show that off here. So we're going to leave this squad, and they did change the UI for our party up there. I don't know if I made a mention of that as well. Much better than it was previously. I quite like it a lot. But Rifle Amp is our first aura mod. It'll be one of the most useful. I love rifle weapons in general, so we'll be fully upgrading that thanks to the fact that we not only have enough endo, but we also have enough credits. As you see, it's a V polarity, or however they refer to that in there.
Is your
I
mod
think it's
collection in
Madara, I
order?
think. Or is it
Well,
Vazarin?
I am not equipped to feel envy.
It's Madara. But it's an aura mod. It increases rifle damage, which applies to anything that might be considered a rifle in Warframe's eyes. I believe the only thing primary, I believe that refers to anything that's a primary weapon that is not a shotgun. So that it does apply to sniper rifles. The Boltar is a good example. I think it even applies to bows and rocket launchers. The big thing about having a mod such as Rifle Amp, though, is as you just saw, when we installed it, our capacity was increased. So if you install it in the correct polarity slot, it will double the amount of capacity it has, and it will increase your capacity instead of decreasing it. So now we have just tons of capacity for our Rhino. Plus we have 27% damage increased for our rifles, and that applies to our entire team thanks to this mod. Now we can just slap on just a ton of stuff. I'm going to slap on Intensify because Rhino's second ability is infected by ability strength. So just to show that off, you can see his ferrite armor usually would only increase our armor by 700. Well, his armor effectively would increase currently our armor. Let me do this one more time. So if I'm not fucking it up, ferrite armor would increase your health by 672% with the mod installed. Without it, it would only be 618, or not 6%, but 18 amount. So that's the amount of damage it can take. So not percentage-wise, but the amount of damage it can take. So with the mod, it increases it by more. So it's very good to have something like Intensify on Rhino. Rhino extremely benefits from something like Intensify. And he also benefits from Steel Fiber, because Steel Fiber does affect your armor, your ferrite armor. The armor does, your Warframe's armor does apply to ferrite armor, because ferrite armor acts like health. So, in stating that, we will see if we can't upgrade this a little bit. I don't want to use up all my credits on just Intensify, so I'm just going to increase it twice. And I'm going to increase Steel Fiber just a little bit. We'll go there, since that's all we've got currently with the amount of credits we have. So that increases our survivability by a ton. So effectively our armor is increased up to 266. Our ability strength is increased to 15%, so now our ferrite armor absorbs 811 damage. And when it's fully ranked up to rank 3, to the final rank, I believe it'll absorb 1000 damage. So that's quite good. That's quite good. We could throw on another mod. I don't see any other mods currently that would be that great. I'm going to wait out until we can maybe upgrade the mods that we currently have a little bit more, because that would be more beneficial for Rhino, particularly. So I do also want to talk about aura mods in the wrong slots. So Volt has a V as well. Oh, that's a shame. I would love to talk about them in the wrong slots, but I guess I won't be able to. So if a aura mod, for instance, is in the wrong slot, it won't absorb, it will give you less capacity. So if we had something else to put in here that wasn't a V, I would show you that it does still give you capacity, but it gives you reduced capacity. So not as beneficial. Let's see. What could we put on? Volt. Is there anything else we could put on Volt to be beneficial? I guess we could throw on Steel Fiber just because we can, but it's not super beneficial to Volt. Volt tends to benefit more from redirection and vitality than anything else. Intensify is pretty okay on Volts as well. Alright, but that kind of shows off how aura mods work. They increase your capacity rather than decreasing it. It's always good to have it in the correct polarity. That goes the same for stance mods. So stance mods work in the same capacity. I would love to show that off, but I just don't have one at the moment. We'll get some, I'm sure, in the future. They're not extremely hard to come by for certain weapons, so we'll probably have one at some point. Moving on, though, we will progress to, yes, mobile defense. That is what we wanted to do. Actually, we have used up a lot of our time. I did spend a lot of time talking about stuff with the Plague Star and some of the other events. I just realized what time we're at right now. I think we're going to actually have to stop the episode for the moment. I would love to have talked more about the Plague Star and progressed some more missions, but we couldn't really do that at the moment. Spent a lot of time talking about mods and the new stuff coming up. Yeah, I think we'll just end it there. Kind of a cliffhanger for next time, I guess. We'll definitely do more of the missions on Ceres and hopefully show off a little bit more of the capabilities of Rhino as we level him up. But until then, goodbye.